Praise Yahweh, all you nations, extol Him, all you peoples, for His loving kindness is great towards us. Praise Yahweh, all you nations, extol Him, all you peoples, for His loving kindness is great toward us.
Long ago, in the Persian Empire, in the land of Babylon, lived King Cyrus, who had succeeded King Astyages. King Cyrus was good friends with the prophet Daniel, a servant of God. One of the most popular gods that was worshipped in Babylon was Bel, also known as Marduk. Each day a massive quantity of wine, meat and flour was offered up to Bel, and each day all the food and drink was consumed, apparently by Bel. King Cyrus took part in the worship of Bel, and he saw the fact that Bel used to eat all this food as proof that he was a true god. The prophet Daniel worshipped his own God, so King Cyrus said to him, "Daniel, why do you not worship Bel?" Daniel replied, "I worship the true God, who created heaven and earth. He is a living God, not a dead idol." Cyrus then said, "Then why don't you worship Bel? You can see that he's a living God. Look at all the food he eats and drinks every day." But Daniel laughed. "Bel isn't a true God. He's clay on the inside and bronze on the outside." This made the king angry, so he summoned the priests of Bel. "Tell me who eats all this food or be put to death. Prove to me that Bel eats this food, and Daniel will be put to death." "There are 70 of us priests, along with our wives and children, who minister in this temple to Bel. So we are going to withdraw from this temple. Your Majesty can set out the food for Bel to eat, and if it is not eaten in the morning, let us all be put to death. But if it is eaten, let Daniel the slanderer be put to death instead." The king then ordered food to be brought before Bel. It was lavishly set out on the table for him to eat. Daniel had his servants fetch ash from the fireplace and poured it on the ground. The doors to the temple were then sealed shut with the king's seal imprinted on it. That night, through a secret underground tunnel, the priests and their wives and children sneaked into the temple and feasted on Bel's food. The king awoke early the next morning and went to check what had happened. "Is my seal still on the door?" he said to his servants. "Yes, it is, Your Majesty." "Excellent. Then open up the doors." The king walked in and saw the empty table. "Bel has eaten everything given to him. There is your proof, Daniel." But Daniel laughed and held back the king from walking into the temple and said, "Look at the floor, your majesty. Look at the footprints." And the king could see footprints made over the ash, leading to and from the table to the underground tunnel. The king was very angry and ordered the arrest of the 70 priests along with their wives and children. They were forced to reveal how they had gone in and out of the tunnel and deceived people into thinking that Bel was real and alive. The king had them put to death, and Daniel was allowed to destroy Bel and his temple. There was also another idol worshipped in Babylon, a dragon. "Daniel, you can't tell me that this is not a living God. Why don't you worship the dragon?" "With your permission, your majesty, I can kill this dragon without using a sword or a club." "Very well, let's see what you can do." Daniel got a cauldron boiling in which he cooked pitch, fat, and hair, and then rolled them together into balls. He then hurled these balls into the mouth of the dragon. The dragon broke into pieces and was no more. There was now great rage and anger throughout Babylon at Daniel. The angry mob said, "The king has turned into a Jew. He has allowed Daniel to destroy Bel, kill the priests, and now has destroyed the dragon. Hand Daniel over to us, or we will kill the king and his family." The king was under so much pressure that he gave in to them and handed over Daniel to the mob. And once again, Daniel was thrown into a lion's pit, with 7 lions that were fed 2 humans and 2 sheep every day, but they were fed nothing in the 6 days that Daniel was in there, and yet God kept Daniel safe the whole time. Back in Judea, the prophet Habakkuk was out in the fields taking some bread and stew to the harvesters. And there in the fields he met the angel of the Lord. The angel of the Lord said, "Take the meal you've just prepared to Daniel, who is in Babylon in a lion's pit." But Habakkuk did not know how to get there. But the angel of the Lord seized him by the hair and transported him very rapidly to Babylon. "Daniel, Daniel," he yelled, "take this bag, it's got a meal for you to eat." The angel of the Lord transported Habakkuk back to Judea, and Daniel said, "The Lord has not forgotten those who love him," and he sumptuously enjoyed his meal. The king was overjoyed on the 7th day when he found that Daniel was still alive, and he said, "O God of Daniel, there is no God but you." Then Daniel was released from the pit, and those who had plotted his ruin were thrown in instead, where they were eaten instantly.
Praise Yahweh, all you nations, Extol him, all you peoples, for his loving kindness is great towards us. Praise Yahweh, all you nations, extol him, all you peoples, for his loving kindness is great toward us. Praise Yahweh, all you nations, extol